The Meaning of Life Insights from the Writings of Rabbi Baruch Shalom Ashlag, Rabash, son of Baal HaSulam, with additional insights from the wisdom of truth and inner Hasidic teachings. It is known that our work, in which we must strive in every possible way, is to achieve equivalence of form, called divakut shvat hatzvraha. Only then can the purpose of creation, to benefit his creatures, come into revelation. Before creatures attain the vessels of equivalence of form, the purpose of creation cannot be revealed to all, but remains concealed. We must believe above reason, beyond matrix-like perception, that the Creator's intention is to benefit. What is revealed to all contradicts goodness. Everyone constantly feels a lack in their life's meaning, lives with complaints about divine providence, and finds it difficult to say they enjoy life and declare, "Blessed be God." In other words, it's hard to acknowledge that the Creator treats us with goodness and benevolence. Man lives in a constant state of deficiency and pain. When he begins to think about life's purpose, he sees no meaning in it. What benefits does he gain while suffering life's battles? Only when he tastes a little pleasure does the pleasure intoxicate him. He loses his judgment and forgets to think about life's purpose. But when the pleasure departs, he immediately returns to contemplating life's meaning. When a person has no sustenance, meaning no way to receive pleasure, when he feels no enjoyment, he begins to think about life's purpose. He asks himself, what's the point of my life? Why was I born? Is creation's purpose to create beings who suffer pain and torment? This state, where one examines life's purpose, is called raising one's head above life's current. While other creatures are swept along without thinking about their essence, he, due to lack of pleasure, raises his head to look at life's purpose. Then he hears, like a voice from heaven, that the world was created with the purpose to benefit his creatures. To taste this benefit, he is told through books and scholars that there are conditions for attaining this good, called the purpose of creation. The Creator requires these conditions be met before giving the good and pleasure. However, this is not because the Creator needs these conditions for his benefit. This differs from a seller who sets conditions for his own benefit. The Creator, heaven forbid, has no deficiency requiring the lower beings to fulfill his conditions. As it is written, if you are righteous, what do you give him? The conditions the Creator sets are solely for man's benefit. This can be understood through a parable. A person tells his friend, I want to give you much gold and silver, but with one condition, otherwise you'll receive nothing. The friend asks, what do you require before giving me the gold and silver? He answers, bring large and small sacks that you can fill with gold and silver. Know that from my side there is no limitation on the quantity. The amount of gold and silver depends only on your limitation. I will fill exactly as many vessels as you bring, no less and no more. This is my condition, and it is clear that here the conditions are not for the benefit of the giver, but entirely for the benefit of the receiver. Similarly, in divine service, the Creator's requirements are solely for man's benefit, although initially man thinks they are for the Creator's benefit. Since man was created with a desire to receive, he cannot comprehend anything that he doesn't see as benefiting himself. When told to work for the Creator and others, not for his own benefit, his body consciousness and its shells resist. Yet this is our work, to go against our nature. And this is called work. In contrast, when one works and feels reward for his own benefit, in external Torah and commandments, he doesn't feel it. As work he wants to escape from. Due to pride, when one feels they're receiving something without exchange, the matter of bread of shame, Nahama de Kisufa, arises and they feel embarrassed to receive. Therefore, one doesn't complain about the need to work, but rather about receiving less compensation than they think they're worth. We find that it's not true work when one knows they'll receive compensation. In contrast, true divine service not for its own sake is called work, because it requires working without compensation, not for the sake of receiving reward. This isn't in our nature, hence it's called work. Indeed, in this state, the Creator conceals everything from man, and therefore the body resists such work, and there's always complaint against the Creator for giving such difficult work that contradicts our nature. But this is part of the process of refining and purifying man. All this begins when one enters the path of truth and start work not for its own sake. What do we lack to be able to work in order to bestow? One thing, belief, even though we don't see it immediately and the body shows us otherwise. If we strive to believe that our work to bestow is for our benefit, we'll understand that we need these sacks, as in the parable, which are our vessels for receiving good and pleasure. The sacks are like awe and love. The Torah gives man the power of faith, but he must aim for this, wanting to merit the Torah's light, not external imaginations and physical compensations. Thus, every action intended to bestow, or at least aimed in that direction, creates part of the vessel worthy of receiving abundance. Each action adds to a complete account until creating a complete vessel suitable for receiving the light. Through a process of spiritual refinement, one learns where to direct their consciousness. As Rabbi Chananya says, the Holy One wanted to merit Israel. Therefore he gave them abundant Torah and commandments, merit from the word refinement. May we merit the revelation of the light of faith, awe and love, and the attainment of godliness. Amen.
Ein od milvado, there is none. Besides him there exists no power in the universe except the Creator's power. Even what appears to oppose holiness is, in fact, part of the divine plan known as the left repels while the right embraces. Insights from the writings of Rabash, son of Baal Hasulam, with additional clarifications from the wisdom of truth. Ein od milvado, there is none besides him. The rejections and hardships in divine service fulfill a crucial purpose. They generate within a person a genuine need for the Creator's assistance. When one observes their lack of spiritual progress, or even regression, they arrive at the recognition that only the Creator can provide help. A widespread error is believing in the existence of other forces in the world, such as the Sitra Achra, dark side, that prevent spiritual advancement. The Baal Shem Tov teaches that such thinking itself constitutes idolatry, as everything emanates from the Creator. Alone, even during spiritual descent, one must remember that it is the Creator who has created this distance, not any other force. And when experiencing elevation, they've found favor in God's eyes, not due to their own actions. The sorrow over distance from God should center on the Shekhinah's pain, not personal anguish. A person is like a tiny organ of the holy Shekhinah, the collective soul of Israel, and their individual pain is minimal compared to the collective pain of the Shekhinah. Similarly with joy, when one feels divine closeness, they should rejoice primarily in the Shekhinah's organ closer to itself. The desire to receive is essential, for this constitutes the entire person, but it must be corrected to bestow. Meaning, the pleasure and joy one receives should be directed toward creating satisfaction above from the good that reaches creation. The ultimate goal is to reach a state where all of one's yearning is for heaven's sak, to bring satisfaction to the Creator. This manifests in the desire to dwell in the king's palace and delight in his treasures, not for personal pleasure, but to cause joy above. For further exploration, see our YouTube video, The Power of the Force According to Kabbalah. May we merit to reveal the Creator's power in its singular, unified and unique nature, and emerge from the deep concealment at the bottom of the world of action. Amen. As Baal HaSulam states, it is difficult to recognize the Creator through his back. I am the rabbi known as Rabbi Kabbalah for Beginners. Please share the video, comment, and give it a like to help spread the knowledge to the public.